I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So there's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there, or you can give me a super chat and then send me off a tip. Look, I know that times are tough, money's tough, and I know that what I'm asking for some of you people might be a little too difficult. So there are other ways that you can help the channel. You can host the stream, share the stream. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the stream to everybody. Get the word out. That's the easiest way to help me out, and that doesn't cost you a dime. What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up.
What is going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Fine Thursday morning / afternoon for some of you guys. Wake up in Cleveland every single morning. Hope you guys are having a good one. I am definitely, I'm awake today. I think that's kind of the key. I'm awake today. Not that I wasn't awake yesterday or the day before, but it's been a long couple of days. To say the least, it's been a long couple of days. All right, let me make sure that we are good in the microphone here. Make sure we're good on the audio. Let me know if there's any issues. Throw it up in the chat, and let's take a look at the chat also. And let's pull up some things that we don't have here, so I can be in the know for every single person. One of the issues with using Restream is that it doesn't show me when I get bits and bats and all of those things. So I need to make sure that it's up at least somewhere on the screen so I can see what is going on. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a little room check here. I know it always starts off a little slow, so I have to do a room check like multiple times. Let's get this out of the camera here. Okay. So let's do a little room check. Who do we got in the house here? We got the Force in the house. We got, I think that is Chanel B. It's got to be Chanel. That avatar looks like a girl. I never want to assume though. Sonny Jr. first again. Hey man, thank you for hanging out today. I appreciate that. I think I saw Waddy in the house. Waddy, what is going on, man? Good to see you. We have Life at 35 millimeter. Photographer in the house. What is going on? Lady Beats, moderator extraordinaire. Good to see you, girl. I know you've been a little busy lately, but thank you so much for hanging out today. DJ T Diesel. I'm early this time. I'll make it for the hours. Don't even stress over it. Like I said yesterday. So yesterday was a pop-up. I did a pop-up at like 12, right at about 12 o'clock. And normally speaking, I don't go on at noon. I got up and I woke up a little late, which wasn't the issue because like today I'm starting in at 10 o'clock. That's never the issue. One issue that I don't want to do is I don't want to go up against my boy, Tweak Music Tips. Like, we both have morning shows. And again, for anybody that's out there that's like, oh, Tweak did it, blah, blah, blah. Now you're doing what they're doing and you're trying to take their people. No, I'm not. I'm going at it in a completely different fashion. And Kova is my boy. I mean, literally, we like talk like every day. This isn't about I'm going to take your thunder and he's going to take my thunders. No, we're trying to grow this thing together. So just in case people were wondering, that's not the issue. But I try to go on around 9:15ish, 9 to 9:15. If I have guests on, then I'm definitely on, earlier on time. But I try to get on right around there, and I don't like to cross in too much with Tweak Music Tips. I don't mind overlapping and then rating them afterwards because everybody's still winning that way, But if like it's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, and I know that he's about to go on at 10 o'clock, I can't do it. That's just kind of a dick move. So then I opted to go on after them, just to pop up. It's been a weird week for me because, well, I was supposed to not be here, as some of you already know. We had a dance competition in Utah that we were supposed to go to. That's not the issue. That's not a problem. The issue was the COVID cases shot through the roof over the last couple of weeks, and Utah was like a breeding ground for COVID. So we opted not to go. And then couple it with the fact that, it is an election week and you never really know like what's going to happen on the roads and how people are going to be. And since the election results aren't even in, we didn't know if the election results were going to be in. So there's a lot of little things that we were like, we might want to wait this one out. We might want to hold off. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because at a certain point, I made a concerted effort not to have any guests on this week because I knew I wasn't going to be here. I did have one locked for Wednesday, and then it all kind of fell apart as it does. Trust me, you have no idea how many times people are like, yeah, I want to be on. And then they just like forget, oversleep, whatever reason, they're not available. So of course, then that forces me to kind of have to go off on my own. Now, again, I don't have a problem going off on my own. That's not my thing. I can definitely talk, but it does change things a little bit when it's just me. So anyway, so that's where we're at right now, and we're just trying to, do our thing. So next week there should be more guests on. This week, no guests, and I'm okay with that. If you guys are okay, just let me know in the chat. I figure we can still chat it up as we always do. J-Style Sounds in the house. Who else we got here? We got Ska Squad. SQ Squad. Is that like Signal Quality Squad? DJ Reed's in the house. Who else we got? We got, I swear, some of these names, man. T. Menicati, I think. Somewhere around there. Miss Scarlet Alba, good to see you, girl. Good. Thanks for hanging out with us today. The real DJ AK47. Good morning. Look, when I'm saying all these people, I need you to make sure that you're following, like the real DJ AK47. She's dope. Like, and I don't mean like, oh yeah, she's dope, go check her out. I mean like, she's legit dope. Like, her show is dope. Her song selection is dope. She's dope. You know, got that sultry voice going on. Kind of a little MC Lightish. We have a raid coming in. Don't tell me we have a raid coming in. Am I missing raids? I see raids happening. Let's take a look. But I haven't seen the numbers really shoot up just yet. Oh, it's Waddy J. My bad, Waddy J with the 5-piece raid. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Waddy is my boy. So you got to make sure you follow Waddy. I always say this, and I actually mean this. Waddy, you will see Waddy J in the Red Bull competition within the next 2 to 3 years. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins Baltimore. I'm just saying. So make sure you follow Waddy J. Follow his path, because he's doing some big things. The Music Navigator. Cleve, has DJ been having problems with connectivity on Mixcloud? I 100% could not answer that because I'm on Mixcloud, but I don't actually like check Mixcloud. I stream to Mixcloud. So we'll see. Actually, Nico from Mixcloud wants to be on the show. So that'll be interesting. I definitely want him on. I just hope he's prepared for whatever questions I have and you have. Derek Rudolph in the house. Who else we got here? We got, let's scroll on down. Lover 412 in the house. DJ Manny Leon. Who else we have here? We got DJ KSL. You know, by the way, it's okay to have a Twitch name without the word DJ in it. I'm just saying. Like, you don't have to be a DJ. That doesn't kind of describe who you are as a person. Like, you can have another name. I'm just saying. Lord Blanca in the house. DJ Flaves. And who else we got here? Scrolling down. J Mix. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And last but not least. Yeah, Scarlett, we definitely think through things. As I think I said this earlier, maybe on Tuesday. Depending on what day it is, and depending on which parent you ask, you might get a completely different answer. Because, like, for instance, if I have a DJ gig, right, and then I go out and I do my thing, I'm like, hey honey, I got a DJ gig this weekend. Well, tell me about it. What's going on there? How many people there? Have they been tested? Is it inside? Is it outside? Is it around the corner? You know, are you 40 feet from the people? You know, I'm not really, how many people are there? I'm not really sure, right? I don't think you should go because, you know, COVID. And I'm like, look, money, not COVID. I will protect myself. So that's our normal conversation. Now, fast forward to the dance. Kids this is competition. You know, wife's different, change your tone. Well, maybe. You know, they're going to be in a, no. You can't flip it now. You can't question me and be okay with that. Nope, we can't go. And then, you know, for a minute, we have our own internal battles. Then she talks to some friends and she's like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't go. So that's called being married. DJ RTX in the house. DJ Jono, good to see you. I'm trying to get... This is so true. This is why I have intros and I have start, like, right now. It's going to take another 30 minutes for the numbers to double like they normally do. It's just kind of funny the way it works. But hey, ride the wave. Oh, Waddy, thank you. Hey, there's a lot of vision board stuff that we all need to do. Everybody should have some sort of a vision board. It doesn't have to be, you know, a thing that's hanging up on your wall in your house to kind of remind you, but you should have some sort of an outline of what you want to be, where you want to go, where you see yourself in the next 3 months, 6 months, year, 5 years, 1 month, where you see yourself in 1 week. You should have those. Now, I am, of course, a little different because like I actually have like projects. So those projects kind of double as part of my vision board, but you know, there's some lofty goals in there, and you need to throw lofty goals in your vision board. Even if they're so far off and there's potentially almost no way of them happening. And I'm not talking like, hey, win the lottery. That's not vision board quality. I'm talking about something that, you know, that you can't see yourself ever being there, but you work hard enough and you never know. Like it could be like, you know, be the next DJ at the Grammys. You know, it could be something as simple, something like that. And then you kind of work through it and you keep building on from there. So whatever your top goal is, you ratchet down. I don't know if anybody uses a vision board out there. DJ named Vess, what is going on? What is going on? Let's see, who else we got down here? We got Moto Mo Elliott. Who else we got? DJ 3-star from Jersey. Now I'm curious, or metric DJ 3-star. You're gonna have to explain that name to me. What does the metric represent? Metric DJ 3-star. And I'm also wondering if 3-star means something else. Is that like an E, like a reverse E? Because most people, at least in my mind, wouldn't limit themselves to just 3 stars. You know, like I think I'd want to be like DJ 5-star. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this, but I always think about names and how people are and why 3-star. You got to tell me. I need to know. You got to let me know. Look, I am just saying, DJ Slim in the house, what's going on? All I'm saying is that you can be a DJ without telling people I'm a DJ. Like, you can do both. That's all I'm saying. You know, but everybody's got their thing. DJ 6 in the house, good to see you. Mike Beats in the house, good to see you on the YouTube side. Kings and Queens, afternoon, running late. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. That's the Canadian fam. Make sure you follow Kings and Queen. All right, let's see what else we got here. DJ Bankai in the house. DJ Adequate. Okay, I got the metric sound as the crew. Okay, I'm there with you. But what about the 3 stars? What about the 3 stars? What does that represent? Are there 3 stars in the crew? Eh? I'm just saying. I'm just wondering. I mean, I guess in reality, if I were to name myself anybody, you know, like Cleveland Terry, if I were smart and if Cleveland weren't my real name, I probably would have set the bar a little higher than Cleveland. Just saying. I would have been like Hollywood Terry, New York Terry. Cleveland is not the place. Sorry. Disco Jerry in the house. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Cleveland. There we go. If only. Although, I'm going to tell you this. If you follow the election at all, if you follow anything that's going on in the world, one of the things that's big in California, because again, that's where I live in California, born and raised. one of the big things right now is people screaming bloody murdy that they're going to move out of California. California has lost its soul. I'm moving. I'm out of here. I need to go to a simpler life. I need to, like, really? You know, just because Trump loses in California, which, by the way, he was always going to lose. He was never going to win California. California is a Democratic state. That's just the way it works. But now people are like, you know, I can't live here anymore. Can't be here. I got to get out of here. And I'm just sitting there like, you do know that every state has the same president and the same government. Like, that doesn't go away because you moved from LA to Idaho. You know, and honestly, like, why would you move to Idaho on purpose? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Idaho. I'm just saying, why go there on purpose? Did you get a job? Is your kid going to school there? There's got to be a reason why you'd want to leave. Look, if you want to leave California because it's expensive as shit, yes, I get that. Then definitely leave, because it is really expensive to live here. It takes a special kind of person to remain in California. Just facts, pure facts. So if that's your reason for leaving, go. But don't try to like spin it like, oh, you know, California, their government, that's some bull. That's some bull. California is the exact same way that it's been. We are a melting pot. We have a huge, diverse section of people. We have a huge, diverse section of sexual orientation. That's California. So if you have a problem with that, then you've always had a problem with that. And that didn't just change in 2020. You had to purposefully like just be ignorant to the facts. So, you know, a lot of people want to leave. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm good here. I'm good here. You know, not to mention, you know, in all honesty, not that this is an issue, but I got interracial children. You know, I got a white wife. I'm not trying to leave California. What am I, stupid? Come on now. I mean, it's bad enough in California. In all honesty, I'm staying on the coast. Anywhere on the coast and you're good. From California, you know, up to Oregon, into Canada, New York, you know, down to Florida, even though Florida is we're not even talking about Florida. But as far as race relations, it is the most diverse. Yeah, so stay on the coast. That's where I'm staying. All right. Okay, so what shall we chat about today? What did I say in my stream? I should probably follow my own stream notes here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got Tech Talk. We got the A10 Mini Pro ISO, which I just got. And the Pioneer S11. Okay, so as always, don't come to North Carolina. Hey, those are facts. Those are facts. As always, if there are any tech questions, these are the types of shows to do them on. When I don't have a guest, when I'm just chilling here, these are the times to ask any of those tech questions that you have. I stay away from all the Carolinas. All the Carolinas. And in all honesty, look, if you look at maps, there are a lot of people that maybe don't like, you know, my lifestyle, if you can call it a lifestyle. You know, it's just two people that are married with children. I think that's kind of normal. But if you were to see people that questioned the lifestyle, the problem with a lot of those southern states is that there are pockets of like pure tranquility, like just amazing areas. And then you get outside of those amazing areas, and all of a sudden it's like you just went into Deliverance. And I'm not trying to do Deliverance. Sorry. For some of you that haven't seen Deliverance, you should probably watch it. You should probably watch it. DJ Slim lives in Florida. Nothing wrong with Florida, man. Nothing wrong at all with Florida. It's except for the fact that you guys got issues. You guys got real issues in Florida right now. DJ Big in the house. You know what? In all honesty, I'm not really trying to talk politics, but politics is kind of a part of life. So, especially at this point in time. But the thing that I can't understand, and who you vote for is who you vote for. That's not what I'm saying. The thing that I can't wrap my mind around, I can't understand this, is how so many Hispanic people, how so many Latinos support Trump. That to me is like pure hypocrisy. And not because of anything, not political, just based upon how he platformed when he ran in 2016. And how he ran was, we're building a wall, we're keeping out immigrants, we're doing this, we're doing that, Mexico's going to pay for it. And I'm so shocked at how many people support Trump. Because if somebody told me, hey man, yeah, we're building a wall for all the black people to keep them out, and don't worry, Africa's going to pay for it, like I'd probably have a little bit of issue with that. But there are so many Latinos that are good with it. Hey, weird. It's weird. But you know what? 2020 is weird. This whole system has been weird. We might be in end times. Now, Kings and Queen Entertainment have nothing to worry about because they're chilling in Canada, where things make more sense. So I've thought about. I've been to Canada a few times. Canada is a really, really great place. It really is. If they'd let me in, I might even go there. And in all honesty, like, let's just say, for instance, the world does fall apart and California never goes back to what it has been. There's no reason that I couldn't do this job anywhere, you know? And look, in all honesty, the amounts that we spend on like housing and all of these things, even if you look at like, registrations, like I was looking at my boy Whoopig's registration because he was complaining about how high it was. And then I look at the registration costs and I'm like, that's like 10% of my registration for my car. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain areas, it's just expensive to live in California. Period. Period. Kings and Queens says still rely on the U.S. economy. Yep, that's facts. Yeah, we have an issue with votes for some reason. Benkai says, while we're talking about politics, what about them Green Bay Packers? That's right, aren't they playing tonight? I haven't really watched a lot of games, and I like Aaron Rodgers. He's a good player. He really is. But I've only been watching. I watch Sunday Night Football. I watch Monday. Thursday it's on when I'm typically cooking dinner. But it's a weird year. It's just a weird year. And right now, my team, which are the LA Rams, are playing like shit. And we need a new quarterback. We've needed a new quarterback since they signed him. We need a new quarterback because right now, this is the year of LA. We got the Lakers that won. We got the Dodgers that won. All we need is the Rams. That's the trifecta right there. That is a trifecta. Waddy, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Goff. Goff is garbage. No. They are good, but Goff is garbage. Goff is single-handedly like giving away these games because I don't really believe he's that good of a quarterback. I don't think he has been. I think he struggles with reading the defenses anyway. You're right. We don't have the Lions, and yeah. And is Stafford still the quarterback? That's a question I have because I don't even know anymore about the Lions. Metric 3-star says, I don't have any followers yet. Well, this is a good place to start. So if you don't have any followers, hey guys, first off, Metric, what I need you to do, I need you to post in the chat when you plan on getting on, what are you projecting? And if you already been on, like what's your days? Post those in the chat. Everybody else, give Metric a follow. We always want to give people the opportunity to like blow our minds. So give them a follow. And as a matter of fact, let me do the same. Where's my follow button? There we go. And again, don't just follow. Don't just friend him. Follow him. That's key here. Because if you friend him, you're still not going to know when the man goes on. So make sure you actually follow him. So click on his link, then click on his profile, and then hit that little follow button. All right. I already saw 5 people on there following you, Metric. So, maybe by the end of this, you'll have 10, 20 people. So there you go. Yeah. We want everybody to win here. That's the key. We want everybody to win, and just don't disappoint us. We want you to win, but we want you to win in style. We don't want you to win because somebody just gave you some money. Like, you still got to earn it, but at least now you got a good foundation. I have vitamin water and coffee that I'm drinking at the same time. Don't worry, it's decaf. Since I can't drink caffeine. Okay, what I'm shocked about today, what I'm honestly shocked about, is that nobody has asked any questions about tech, except for the one maybe early on about Mixcloud. I am really shocked about that. I am so shocked. I will tell you this, today after this call, I've been in so many meetings and like FaceTimes and all that stuff. After this show, I'm going to be shooting the final video, the final review of this guy. And I'm never even. That really drives me nuts. There we go. Yeah, so the S11 is I'm going to do the final review of the S11. And I've already written it out. As I said before, a lot of people wonder how I create my videos, how I make them happen. And most of the time, I kind of just go right off the cusp. Like, I'm just like, let's just do it. I talk and just kind of remember what I want to talk about. But in this case, because I already know everything that I really want to hit, I went ahead and I wrote out like a script in my notes. And then, so I have my points. And then we're going to do the actual review. DJ Banker, I have no idea. I have not touched my S9 in probably a year, in all honesty. So I'd have to go back in and literally, set it all up again. But since there are no beat jump controls, I would assume you'd have to MIDI map it. Just my guess. DJ Pep 718 in the house. I think that's a 718. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Mike Beats, thank you so much. You guys are so quiet today. So quiet. And that's okay. That is okay. I am also using, but speaking of the S11, even without ruining the video, because there's this one I'm going to jump through. Even without ruining the video, it's a great mixer. Like, truly a very special mixer. And it's one that if you were on the fence kind of thinking like, should I buy this mixer? Is this the mixer for me? I have an S9. I don't really know. Without question, this is, at the current time, the best mixer, especially for Pioneer. Some people with the 72 might say, I love my 72. Rightfully so. I get that. But as far as user intuitiveness, as far as just sheer additions to the hardware, the smooth echo, the ducking, the mashup mix settings, like nobody's doing those. The scratch bank is available, and right now it's specific to the S11, but at some point, and I'm not saying that it's like a month from now or 3 months from now, I'm saying like it could be upwards of like 6 months to a year from now that the scratch bank makes its way to other hardware, because it is an exclusive to Pioneer. So the only way it makes it is if there's like a new product that comes out with it also. But it's going to take a little time for the old products to get scratch bank built in, because it's designed to turn off when you plug in another piece of hardware. So that's what you got to deal with. Big Guy says, I want it, but it is so expensive. Hey, by the way, DJ Big Roo, thank you for following. It is expensive. Sorry, the thing just jumped on me. There we go. It is expensive, but if you were looking at anything around the $600 category, for the money you're spending, you really are getting the actual upgrade. Because some people, you're like, okay, for instance, the moving from the S11 to the S11 SE with the limited paint job for $100. That may not be worth it to a lot of people. It's not worth it to me. Like, I wouldn't spend the extra $100 for that. I prefer the all black anyway. But for some people, yeah, it might be something you'd want to do. Let's hold on. Let's scroll down. Let's see. JMix says, did you get the S11 to work with the MK2s, or is that part of the review? No, it's not part of the review, because the issue is not the S11. The issue is that's more Serato bugs than it is on the S11. The new Serato update does some things to the system that it's not communicating well. But once I put the 12s into DVS mode, pretty much all the problems went away. Now, I'm still having some issues, but I don't think it has anything to do with the S11. More along the lines of just some quirks with the 12s. Now, after I do this review, this whole system is leaving my workstation. Whole system. And the whole Rain 12 MK2s are going to go here. This one's being slid over to the other table. So, yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. Am I sad to move all this off? A little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. But, hey, that's the life of a tester. All right, let's see what DJ6 says. DJ6 says, Vinyl is a whole different animal than controllers with the moving platters and the jumping BPMs. If there's a certain amount of pressure you should or shouldn't put on the record with your fingers. Yes. Any type of like natural, true analog platters, you have to deal with the fact that if you put too much weight on something, you're going to affect the sound. Like so. And if you jerk it, pause, but that's really the word I want to use here. If you jerk it or push it too hard, you get weird jerky sounds if you're going too hard. So you really have to make sure that you are smooth. And I do the same thing sometimes. Sometimes when I'm trying to overcompensate, I will push it too hard. But yeah, using vinyl is definitely different than using a controller. First off, controllers are more forgiving. They're a lot more forgiving. But so are the phases. I'm not gonna lie, the phases are definitely forgiving. But you have to really kind of understand the weight of vinyl, because controllers don't have that weight where these do. Now, I will say that the MK2s, the 12s, are much lighter than turntables. Like when I'm on a turntable and I'm pulling it back or doing whatever I want to do, especially if I'm doing any type of beat juggles, I have noticed that when I pull it back, you know, like let's say that's the beat, and I go and I pull it back to 12. That is so much lighter on the 12s. I have to like calm my hands down because it doesn't take as much weight. Which is one of the things that does bother me a little bit, because at least with the controller, you can adjust the tension of the jog wheels. I don't know why they didn't build a tension control into the platters. Like that would have been the first thing that I did to sort of emulate the feel of platters, you know, but that's just me, you know. But I guess that's why I'm here testing things. Yeah, but every time you touch a record, the weight of your hands will kind of change the dynamics of you know, of the scratch, of the movement. I mean, really, I can press as hard as I want, and it's not going to change that much. But depending on, it's hard to explain. It's just hard to explain. Yes, there is a difference. I'll just leave it at that. DJ The Force, this has everything to do with Restream. It has nothing to do with, because I can see it from here. That means for whatever reason, it thinks that my hardware, it thinks that my bandwidth is off. So it's adjusting it. Let me see if I can adjust it from within the ATEM. I'll do a quick reset. All right, now that's down to 0. Let me know if I'm on. It looks like I'm on now. No, looks like I'm delayed still. Anyway, let me know. We'll do some adjustments with the ATEM. This is a brand new ATEM. This is the ATEM ISO, ATEM Mini Pro ISO. So it's doing things a little differently, and because it's brand new, I'm not sure if my same audio delays are the same. So tell me if it's worse or better. Mighty Rel in the house. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Mojave Sands, and I know it's out of sync. I didn't say it wasn't. I said, tell me if it's better or if it's worse. So let me know if it's better or if it's worse. Peter Piper picked peppers. The Run Rock Rhyme. Humpty Dumpty fell down. Jack be nimble. What? Nimble. What? It's worse. Okay. All right, up to 7 frames now. And we can't go much farther than this. Up to 7 frames. It looks like it's only slightly out of sync now. Check, check, up to 3-second delay. What? That's not what I'm seeing on here. 2. It only looks like maybe like half a second. Let me know. Worse. Okay. Now I gotta look at my own stuff here. How can it be worse? All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a look and see if it really is as worse as you guys are claiming. This is the problem with testing stuff on the fly. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's not me. This is 100% the restream. This is 100% restream. Okay. I think I'm about to leave restream. I think I might be done. Here, let me go back to 6. That's really annoying. That's so interesting. Check, 2. Yeah, that's a restream thing. That is 100% of. Oh, what I can try to do is reset the whole thing. Now, let me ask you, was this way in the beginning? Or did it progressively turn into this? I kind of need to know that before I choose to do anything. We got the Hunnits podcast. Let's see what we're saying here. I finally caught you live, bro. I just wanted to thank you for your page as a DJ. I get a lot of insight from you. Mad love. DJ Almighty Shoddy. Bars. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Nope. DJ Flavs, I don't know what nopes mean. So it wasn't like this before. It wasn't like this before. It got worse. Thank you. Okay, that's what I needed to say. So all right, everybody that's on, here's the thing. There is the potential. Yeah, it's annoying. You're the one looking at it. How do you think it feels for the dude that's actually doing it? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to refresh the browser. Now, here's the thing. Once it's all good on wireless Bluetooth headphones. That's funny. Once I refresh, there's a potential that this whole thing goes black, and just refresh your screen. If you're on YouTube, you might have to go to, something else. Wait, I got a better idea. I know what I'm going to do. I think I can keep you all on without leaving this. So let's see if this works. This is me just thinking normal. Okay. All right, let's see here. If I can invite myself and then get on, I can avoid disconnecting the whole thing. Let's see if this works. Okay. Let's join the stream. Did you say it's fine now? Check. Yeah, I'm still seeing. Yeah, I'm still seeing a delay. Let me know if you're seeing a delay. DJ Reese is saying it's fine, but the Force is saying yes. Fine, just saying still happening. DJ Reese, I'm starting to question what you're actually watching. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move over to no delay. Yet everybody else is seeing a delay. Like I'm still seeing a delay. I think DJ Reese is either in delay mode or he's super. I don't even know. All right, let's check this out here. So we're gonna pop myself on. Hey. Oh, that's bad. All right, hold on. We're going to reload this page, and let's see if I get back to normal. All right, let me know if I'm back to normal here. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. Because there is a delay in, obviously, the video. Hey, look, I think I'm back to normal. Yeah, see? See, man? There's a reason that I'm here. Tech guru in the house. You know what I'm saying? For now, anyway. Until it decides to kick me off again. See, man? All right. So we're good. Up and running. So stupid. So stupid. This whole thing is stupid. And I don't think I need to deal with this. So, yeah, this may be the last. And, you know, I've been trying to set up my meeting and they keep saying that it's fine. And yet I keep running into these issues. So because I keep running into these issues, I'm going to have to leave them because, you know, the thing here. So somebody asked if there are alternatives to this. And the answer is yes. So if you use Streamlabs, it's basically the same thing. Ecamm now finally has their own version, their own interview module is what I want to say in it. Streamlabs has one. It's not that good though. It's not that good. There's nothing wrong with Streamlabs. It's just the problem with StreamYards, but the problem with Streamlabs is it's still basic. It's missing a lot of things like the ability to put music into it and all of these things. But StreamYards and Restream and Ecamm are the top 3 right now. There's a couple of others that are still trying to like get in, but those are the big ones. I like what Restream was doing, but and one of the reasons that I like what Restream is doing is because I don't necessarily need to be using the invite to do any Restream stuff. Okay. But because you can Restream in StreamYards, I think that's okay. But you're still dealing with the fact, the thing about StreamYards is for whatever reason, I don't love the output of video quality that's coming out of it. Like this video quality is fine. But if I were to stream using like my actual A10 Mini Pro in 1080p, these visuals never have issues. And okay, and Fine says DDJ uses Ecamm, never any issues. I've seen issues on Ecamm too. One of the but I haven't used Ecamm since they moved over to this interview module. And here's the problem with Ecamm for me, not for anybody else, but for me. They stupidly put a limit on the amount of time you can use the interview software. Do you understand what I'm saying? And no, I'm still using I'm on 720/30, so there shouldn't be an issue with Restream in this case. I'm running them exactly. I mean, I'm running 1080p 30, but the frame rate is exactly the same, so it shouldn't be an issue with Restream. So because Ecamm limits the amount of hours that you can use it without charging you, every other company out there doesn't charge you. They just the interview piece is a part of the service and it's unlimited. Ecamm says, nope, you get like 100 hours. And then after that, you have to buy new credits. Okay. I don't want to buy new credits. Look, 100 hours for me. I mean, let's do the math. Let's just say I do 3 shows and then maybe 2 DJ sessions. That's 2 hours each. Okay. So that's 5 shows at 2 hours each. That's 10 hours. So basically in 10 weeks, 2.5 months, I'm going to have to start spending money again to be able to use it for the rest of the year. See how stupid that is? That's dumb. And I complained about it to him. I'm like, look, you guys almost had me back. If they had come out with that, I would have left like that and went back to Ecamm, because as far as what Ecamm does, as far as the quality of the software, Ecamm is beautiful. Ecamm is Mac only, so anybody using PC can't use it, but like Ecamm is what most things strive to be. Ecamm is like OBS, okay, but like a smoother version of OBS. But they put a limit on your interview process, so I can't use them. Now, I have a feeling that they're probably going to change that at some point because it just doesn't make sense, but we'll see. By the way, Tweak Music Tips in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. See, Thursdays, Tweak Music Tips is free to roam. They can be all over the place. But Tweak, to answer your question, yeah, they used to use Skype and Zoom, which was a total resource hog, but now they have invested in the same interview module as all the other ones. So StreamYard, Restream. If you go to the module on Ecamm, it looks exactly the same as every other program, which is why I'm convinced that this is a licensed module and everybody's just tapped into it. I don't think anybody has made their own interview module from scratch, in all honesty, because they look identical. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what Ecamm is. Yeah, and it is good. It is really, really good. But it is a little. Ecamm is a little resource heavy, just a little bit, because I noticed that when I was streaming with Ecamm when we were doing our quarantine cruise, and I tried to do it at 1080, and it wouldn't let me. It didn't like me, so I went down to 720. We still had a little bit of an issue. I turned off the auto record too. Like I had to strip it down, totally strip it down, which is weird because I don't even know why. I like the way Restream and the way StreamYard does this better because it's not trying to record as you go. Even though it's recording on the server end, it's not recording on your computer. So it's a less of a processor strain on your computer. Now, and then after the fact, when I end this show, I can just go download the video. That's super easy. That's the way it should be. Super, super easy. Yeah, the scenes feature. So basically it's just good. It's good. The only thing I've never liked about Ecamm, the one weakness of Ecamm, besides the fact that it used to be that stupid interview process, The one weakness that I don't like is the fact that you can't make changes on the fly. Meaning, in OBS, if you need to change something, you can go into kind of the preview mode pane, and then you have two of them up, and then you can make changes on one. Then you hit the transfer over, and then it updates it. You can't do that in Ecamm. So if you got somebody's name in there and you want to change it up, like you can't just, I screwed up. Let me make that change. You can't do it without everybody seeing. If you need to move it, like you can't do any of those things without everybody seeing you physically moving. There's no like sandbox that you can play in before you ship it over to the actual live view. That's another thing that's a little bit annoying. A little bit. But I guess most people are kind of used to it. Yeah, honestly, I could not tell you that because it doesn't make any sense. I know they've looked at everybody else out there and they've seen what everybody else is doing. So it's weird to me that they would think that, oh no, we're gonna make a little money off of this. Like you're already making enough money. You've already put it in a position where you can't use it with the base model Ecamm. It has to be used on the pro level. So if it's on the pro level, why do I need to spend more after I reach 100 hours? It's silly. Like they should have put that on the base level and kept a 100-hour maximum on the base level. Then once you have that, you have to either buy more credits or upgrade to the pro. I just fixed it. I just fixed it just now. Ecamm, if you're watching, you're welcome. I just fixed your problem. Man. Now, what I appreciate about this show today is that you guys it feels like you guys are treating this show as 100% like a pre-recorded podcast because I see all of you here, but you guys are very quiet today. So I think somebody once said, I like the sound of your voice. It's very soothing. So if that's true, I can just keep talking. But I want this to be a team effort. So if you want to talk about something, now is the time. And I always have to say that and then check the video. So that's true. Yep. I'm in perfect sync now. I'm in perfect sync. See, Tweak, you didn't see what just happened before you got on, or maybe you did. I went completely out of sync on Restream again by like 4 seconds out of sync. So what I did to combat it was I brought myself on and then I restarted the browser and it got me back in sync. So there is definitely some issues with Restream. Have you found yourself going out of sync on StreamYards ever? Like when you play back the video? Hold on. Let's see. DJ TZ805 says, I don't like your voice. I don't like your voice. But I learned from people that know more than me. I don't know if I should be offended by this. I kind of feel like I should be offended. I feel like you attacked me personally. This is an interesting one. Look, you are 100% entitled to your opinion. I'm going to say in this case, your opinion is wrong. My voice is butter. Butter. Now, if I brought you on here and put you on the phone with me, the question would be, what does your voice sound like? Do you sound like Billy D. Williams? Do you sound like Sean Connery? I'm just curious. Or do you have one of those really awkward British accents? Not the Mojax accent. Not that one. I'm talking about like Beckham accent, where you're like, you're eerie. Please stop, please. So, I don't throw stones, because I think that there's always somebody that feels differently from you. And I take the average because this is a talk show. This Terry Talks. So if you don't like my voice, there's definitely going to be some problems with this show. Because if I didn't like somebody's voice, I don't care how smart they are. I'm not listening to them. That's just facts. Because I've done it before. I've gone onto YouTube to try to look at videos and I'm like, oh God, I can't listen to you. You know, whatever it is about you, I can't listen to you. So I'm completely okay if my voice sends you into an asylum because it's so horrible. So horrible. And in all honesty, you know, I want to teach people, but I want to teach people that actually have an interest in me too. So it is what it is. This is a free station right now. So we're gonna allow him to have his opinion. Hey, you know, just like voting. Some people like Trump, some people like Biden. It doesn't mean that what they're saying is facts, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But in this case, your opinion is wrong. Because as far as voices go, I want to say my voice is pretty smooth. I'm confident in my voice. If I wasn't confident, in all honesty, I wouldn't be doing this. I really wouldn't be doing this. Because, you know, a lot of people don't realize this, especially if this is something that you've never done, like recorded yourself, or like I'm a producer, hip hop, like I've recorded albums, putting your voice on a mic and listening to it for the first time. You're like, oh man, is that how I sound? And then you just keep going. Yeah, but that's okay. Hey, I'll talk about what I want to talk about. This is Terry Talks. This is what it is. Yeah, we don't have to worry. I don't take things personally because, to be honest with you, there's too many people in the world, and it is what it is. I mean, facts are, there are certain people that don't like me just because I'm black. So talk about feeling completely put out of place for something you have absolutely no control over. That's where we're at. So, you know, it is what it is. It takes a lot of heart and spirit to want to do something like this. You know, so I applaud anybody that does. Okay, I don't need a hug. I'm thick-skinned, bro. Let's see. DJ Pep says, and is there any issues with being cut off on YouTube and Twitch? I've yet to be cut off. You're not going to get cut off on YouTube. I don't think you're going to be cut off on Twitch. The issue is not that part. The issue is, hold on. Avery Music, thanks for the bits. I appreciate you. Tweak Music Tips, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. Avery Music with the, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Avera, or Avera, not sure. Thank you so much for the community sub. I appreciate you. So back to this. Yeah, there's no, YouTube has licenses in place. Okay. So anytime you run into a situation where you post a mix, or you post a video, or you post something, YouTube is going to scan it, and then it's going to say, okay, these rights holders own the rights to the song you played, or songs. So hold on, I'm hearing an echo. There we go. Sorry about that. Have rights to the songs you play. So when that happens, they're going to say, you can't monetize it. Turn off monetizing, and that goes to the copyright holder. So we got a hype train in effect, hype train incoming. So that's the first thing that happens. Now, after that, you run into the situation where a publishing house says, we own the rights to this song. You're not allowed to play it at all. Okay. When that happens, they might say you're banned in this area. And I've had situations where for whatever reason, most of the times I DJ, if it gets blocked in Canada. I thought we were friends. I thought we had a relationship, but Canada likes to block music for whatever reason. And then you get to a point where it's like, nope, you can't play this at all. And when that happens, sorry, someone is ringing my doorbell. So keep the hype train going, because I know I'm the only one here. Keep the hype train going. We are level 1, 70%. Keep it moving. While that is happening, let me see who's at my door. So keep that hype train going. And in case you guys were wondering how to do the hype train. Okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So there's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there. All right. Sorry, guys, we had UPS going on. We are at 98%, 2 minutes and 24 seconds going on. So let's keep that thing rolling. We could at least get past the level 1 hype train. I mean, you know, if you got any love for me. So let's keep that going with that hype train, but we're going to answer some more questions as we go. Let's see here. DJ Race, by the way, I can sing. I don't want you to question that. I can sing. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for questions. I'm looking for questions here. You know what? I guarantee you your voice probably doesn't suck. You're just not used to it. That's it. You're just not used to your voice on a microphone. And also, a lot of people don't really know this, but there is a way to speak on a microphone. There's a way to talk from like your diaphragm and not talk from your throat, because you talk from your throat and that's how you sound crappy. You know, so you have to bring that air back into your diaphragm from your belly. And then, you know, we can be a little better. And obviously, having variation is important too. 4% on that level 2 hype train, 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Keep it going. Darth Vader, you're not getting salsa out of me. You are not getting Avera. Thank you, Tweak. Appreciate that. Yeah. So speaking of, let's get back to Twitch real quick. So when it happens on Twitch, when you're on Twitch is not going to mute you until after you're done with your stream. And then as it's processing your stream, it's going to then mute all of the questionable content. And that's it. You know, so the idea is that if you don't hold on to your streams after the fact, then you're good. So just do it that way. And a lot of people don't realize, especially people that don't have the ability to record their sets right afterwards. There is a small window, super small window, from when you turn off your stream to when it starts processing to when you can download that video without any mutes. Because, you know, if you wait a couple hours and you go back and try to download it, there you have a whole bunch of muted sections. But if you download within like, I think it's usually right around 3 to 5 minutes after you stop your stream, depending on how long it is, you can download the entire video in its entirety without mutes. So that's a little pro tip there. Pro tip. All right, we are at 4% level 2 hype train. We have not moved. We have 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. 4 minutes, 4% at 2 minutes to go. I believe you. I believe you. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, let's hop on down. You know, it's okay. It's okay. In all honesty, I don't want to force your love for my voice onto you. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. I get it. It is what it is. But there are far worse voices out there. And as again, if that were the case, I should just, go to my website and spec out everything and just write it out. No longer do YouTube. So that would be the problem. I would say let's get Darth on this channel, but Darth can't be trusted. Darth has his green screen effects they're on like 42. If there was a 0 to 10 on Darth's green screen, he's a 42. Darth can't be trusted. All right. Let's see who we got here. Okay. So DJ Pep says your opinion on Mixcloud. I think I talked about this. Okay. My opinion on Mixcloud is simple. It's one of the only services out there that is legitimately legal to use. So from that respect only, it's the best streaming service on the market. Got it? Now, having said that, it's lacking so much stuff that it really makes it difficult to recommend it. Wait, did we just? I love how it says, such strong support, level 1 completed. That's like, it is what it is. Thank you guys for all of the subscriptions and all of the bits. I appreciate you guys. So back to Mixcloud. It's missing so many things, so much community tools that it's hard to recommend. And they've been adding little things on, like the ability to, once your stream is done, you have access to that audio stream. They strip out the video and you only have the audio, so you can basically effectively turn it into a podcast. But the way they decide to accumulate how many people on, like right now, I have 80 people on the stream, 80 people, 53 on Twitch, and like another 27 on YouTube and Facebook. By the way, if you're on YouTube and or Facebook, you need to head over to Twitch with me. We're trying to partner up this piece. So I need everybody on here in order to make that happen. I have enough on an everyday average. I have enough for partner, but it is spread out. So I need to concentrate the effort onto Twitch right now. Okay. All right. DJ Leftcat asks, should DJs try to stream on Facebook anymore, or has that ship sailed because they are banning DJs? Okay. Here are the facts. DJs aren't necessarily being banned, but they are being held responsible, accountable. So if I look, okay, if you're on Facebook and you have 200, 300, 500 people, 1,000 people that are watching your stream on Facebook, I can understand why it's hard to leave Facebook. I get that. But if your average is like 20, 30 people, and maybe when you go back and look at it, it says something like, 300 views. That's not 300 views at the same time. That is 25 people maybe watching your stream, and then the rest of them, as you're going down the YouTube page, the Facebook page, and your video starts up, that counts as a stream. So that's completely misleading. Completely misleading. So if your numbers are usually around 20 to 30 people, you can make that up on Twitch. You can make it up. It might take you a few weeks, maybe a month or so, a couple of months, but you can make that number up. But here's the difference. You can make that number up, and you can also make money. You cannot make money on Facebook. So why in the world would you be wasting your time on Facebook knowing you can't make money? What's the end goal for you? Because the end goal for me is to build up a channel of loyal fans and also make money doing it. Facebook is not the one. It's not the one. You'd be better. So I get it. It's easy. You turn on, you got 500 people, you got 1,000 people, you got 2,000 people on Facebook that are following you, and then you turn on, and then you get a quick hit. I don't see the numbers. I don't see the numbers. Maybe when quarantine first started, the numbers were really good. Now, it's worthless for me. I can't speak for everybody, but I get far better results DJing on Twitch than I would on Facebook, and that's with restream and everything. So, I personally don't think it makes any sense because one, you're risking legal issues, and you're not making any money, and potentially you're doing it for less people. So why in the world would you want to do that? All right, Kings and Queens says Twitch has apparently signed its paperwork with DMCA, but DMCA wants another signature, and Twitch is not replying back as of yet. Look, they're going to be DMCAs. They're going to happen, but it does not mean they're going to happen in real time, and that's the key. It's the real-time streams. If those start getting booted, that's the issue. That's when you're going to see people starting to leave. Okay? When you start getting kicked off your live stream. But up until then, nobody's going to leave. Nobody. Okay. What do you think about the Audio Technica LP140? Haven't used it. But people that I've talked to have said it's really, really good. But I haven't personally used them. All right. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay to have that opinion. I know I gave you a hard time. I do that. That's kind of my thing. That's the spiciness in me. It's not going away. But it's okay, man. I'm cool with that. Yes. All right. Bounce DJ asks, are you using PC or Mac for your streaming? Currently rocking an old iMac, but considering building a PC. Okay. So I am technically not using either one anymore. Yes, I have this Mac over here. I have two Macs. So I got my Mac for DJing, obviously. And then I have my Mac for streaming. My Mac for streaming is a 2012 Retina MacBook quad core computer. I think it has 2 terabytes of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, dedicated graphics chip card with the 8 megs of storage, and then it's a quad, 2.5, I believe. This thing struggles with OBS. Yes, I got it to work. It works fine, but I have to use it in 720 or it's going to tell me no visually. So I've stopped doing that. I use the ATEM. So that's kind of what we're talking about here. And you know what? Let me grab it. Okay, so that was weird. I saw the screen black out. Okay, let me go to internal here. Okay. So this right here is the ATEM Mini Pro. All right. Ignore all of these useless buttons because for the majority of it, it sucks. Okay. On the back side, sorry, I'm noticing my lights are dying on me. On the back side, you have 4 HDMI ports here. They're all 1080p. They all have their own dedicated graphics processor in them, which means all the rendering is being done within the box. Okay. So you don't have to worry about your computer having to overly process all of the streams, because that's one of the big deals, especially when you're using a Mac. You start adding in video cards and plugging in video cards left and right. And then what happens is your computer starts to strain, physically strain. And then you run into an issue where all of a sudden it can't do what you want it to do. Then you get glitches, then you get issues. And people are always asking, well, you know, why am I getting issues? That is why. So using something like the ATEM, let me bring this back up. So using something like the ATEM is going to fix this problem, because it's going to take all of the processing, put it in a box, and then just send you out one little, this is a USB-C port here. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Right here, this USB-C port's right there. So that's going to send out a USB signal, and it's going to appear to be just like a webcam, just a high-end webcam. So you can run everything in here, send it to there, and now you're using one webcam. And your computer doesn't have to process anything. So it takes all the strain off your computer. Now, having said that, there are some limitations with it. Now, this is the ATEM Mini Pro, and then the ISO is what I'm currently using. But the only difference between the Pro and the ISO is that the ISO, and the key word here is ISO, meaning isolation. So when you are recording into like an external hard drive from the Pro and the ISO allow you to record your actual stream. If you are using just the ATEM Mini non-Pro, there is no record option. So you can only output to OBS, Streamlabs, and then record from there. You can record directly into an external hard drive using USB-C. So when I'm DJing just straight, I can DJ straight from the Pro. I don't have to plug this into OBS. I can just hit on air, and then it takes my Twitch account and streams directly there. So that's the difference. Streaming and recording are possible on the Pro and the ISO, not possible on the Mini. Also, speaking of streaming is the best part of this system, because whatever they're using to compress the stream, compress all this data and send it out, is completely optimized. So I get an amazing picture off the ATEM, and it's only taking up like 5 megs. You know, if you were to do the same thing with like your computer, it's going to take up a lot more bandwidth. This is a very, very low bandwidth system. So for a lot of people, that's the easiest way. The easiest way. You can still switch all your cameras like you normally do. You can do picture in picture. Like I've set my picture in picture up to be a zoom. So that's why I can zoom in like so. And then the sky is the limit to what you can and can't do. It just means you have to build macros. So video and audio is out of sync. Again, this has nothing to do with me. Everything to do with Restream. I think I'm done with Restream. I think I'm physically done with Restream now. Okay, so well, let's try to do this thing again. Let's try to bring it back for a second. If we are out of sync, you guys can all see my trick. Let's see if we're out of sync. Hold on. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. We're not going to change anything today for now, like earlier. So, okay. So let's see. What was I saying here? Okay. So recording, internal recording or external recording, using the Pro, using the ISO. And this is where the ISO comes in, and this is where the ISO is special. Okay. And this isn't for everybody. And this is why for most people, the Pro is probably the only one you should buy. I don't know that I would buy the Mini, because then you're still stuck using OBS all the time. You get what I'm saying? So I think at a minimum, you should get the Pro, because the Pro allows for direct streaming. Now, the difference between the ISO, if you are recording yourself, like for me, and I'm doing YouTube videos, and I'm recording the overhead cam and the front cam, and maybe I'm recording a side cam, or maybe usually speaking, I use 3 sources out of the 4. Okay. I have this front cam, the overhead cam, and then channel 3 is usually reserved for the computer, which means any video, I don't have it plugged in right now, but if I'm doing any like Serato video, I will run it through there. That way, if I need to switch off or do something, there's always something playing on the screen. But also, if I'm recording the stream, I can output my HDMI source into the ATEM. And then as I am recording like my tutorials, and that's key here, as I'm recording my tutorials, it's still recording all the streams. So if I switch to that, I'm still recording everything. So that's normal. That's the Pro. Okay. That's the Pro. The difference between the ISO and the Pro is very easy. The ISO isolates all of your video streams while you are recording them, which means if I'm recording a stream and I'm switching back and forth and doing all this stuff, yeah, it records that. Okay. But it also records all of the other streams that you've been using. And then once you pull that into, your DaVinci Resolve, because I think right now it's the only thing that's breaking it out. Once you're recording into the DaVinci Resolve, it breaks out all of the videos out into one. I mean, that's dope. That's dope. That is going to totally speed up my process, because for me, here is me typically doing all my videos. Okay. Record my video, take out the SD card of the overhead, take out the SD card out of the G9, take the video recording out of the computer, pull them together, sync them all up, manually adjust and sync the video, because as I'm doing a screen capture, it's not recording any video. So now I have to manually adjust that. All that's together. Now I can start doing my cut-up process. This locks everything in, locks it all in. And then that way I can just do the work. And if I don't want to make edits, I don't have to make edits. Or if I do need to make some small little changes, like, oh, maybe I went to this too fast while I still wanted people to see what I was talking about. Okay. This way, if that happens, I can just go into Resolve and then just move it over a little bit. Just move it over. It's going to speed up my process so much. So much. By the way, DJ Akishi in the house. What is going on, man? Good to see you hanging out today. Yeah, Kings and Queens. It is so much work. Yes. So if you're using the ISO, you can pull them in as multiple independent sources. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now it is more expensive, but for me, it's all about time. It's all about time for me. So if I can get video done faster, it's worth the money. For a lot of people, like I was saying, the ISO is not worth the money. All right. The Pro is the one you should buy. Because like I said, I'm a fan of the Mini, but if I still have to use OBS, it kind of defeats the purpose. So make sure, I would say buy the Pro. I know somebody asked a question about ATEM. Yeah, so here's the thing. So Restream makes streaming with the ATEM Mini Pro lag. Yes, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't do that at all, because all I'm doing is sending out one signal to Restream right now. And the annoying thing is it independently splits out the audio and the video. Maybe that's where the problem exists, because in my mind, it should really just take them as one piece, but whatever. The fact that it takes the audio and the video and now it's reprioritizing, even though the ATEM already reprioritized all the video and audio feed. So it's really frustrating that Restream is trying to make adjustments to my feed. Why? You should take it how it is. Anyway, that's me complaining. My MP3 pull, thank you for the follow, appreciate you. My MP3 pull, I think I used to use my MP3 pull. Like that was probably the first the first record pull that I used. I can't remember though. Okay. Restream has been good for you. Put that in context for me, T-Babs. What exactly do you mean Restream? Restream has been good for me too, but I'm not talking about just Restream as a rebroadcaster. So what exactly are you referring to? See, starting to go out of sync again. And look, it's going to come and go. It's literally going to go in sync and out of sync because, again, it's taking the bandwidth into consideration. Now, my bandwidth at my home is easy. I am using, I have 500 plus down and 25 up. Okay. More than enough bandwidth for a 720p browser. Got it? Benkai says, so is the ATEM or Mini its own streaming device? Well, the ATEM is the ATEM Mini. They're all, it is the ATEM Mini. The difference is you have ATEM Mini, ATEM Mini Pro, and then ATEM Mini Pro ISO. The ATEM Mini base model is not capable of streaming, of live streaming. It's only sending out a video output to be used in whatever system you're using. You know, and which it doesn't necessarily mean it's only for, you know, OBS or Streamlabs. It can be for Zoom or, you know, any of those things. You can still use that. So that would be the purpose, you know. And the most important part, unless you're spending on like super high-end video cards, you're going to see the best color rendition on the ATEM Mini, because a lot of the cheaper cards, hold on, let me mute this on. Because a lot of the cheaper cards don't have color separation. It basically, a lot of the cheaper cards takes all the colors that are possible in your camera and then feeds it through. And the higher end cameras remove out that unnecessary data, which is why if you use some cards, sometimes you might look oversaturated because they're cheaper cards that are taking all of the information, which you don't want. Yeah, it keeps adjusting the bitrate. It's dumb. It's dumb. But I do love the fact that I can bring interviews on. So, and I love the fact that I can do things like this. You know, I can't do that unless I'm using some sort of software. Benkai, no, it does not need a PC. Yeah, bro, and look, I'm not going to say the Blackmagic products don't have flaws, because they do. It does some things where you're like, I wish it wouldn't do that. But once you accept what the product does, what the product is capable of, then it becomes much better. You know, and that's just the key. I'm very happy with the ATEM Mini system. I'm getting a Chinese company is sending me an ATEM Mini style splitter. It's more like the ATEM Mini. Doesn't Pro, doesn't stream directly, but they're sending me one of theirs, and theirs has a screen on it. Now, if you guys know, the ATEM Mini has an HDMI output. All right, so you can output that stream, and then you can see all of your camera feeds right on the screen. So you know exactly when you're switching, what it looks like, all of these things. But I've always said, why do I need a screen? So at first I was going to buy like a little mini screen and just to kind of keep there, just so I can see what's going on. And then I have this huge screen, so I opted for that, and I just go from there. But this one that I'm getting has a little, screen built in right here. So you can see exactly what's going on. You don't need another television screen to work it. YDJ is still in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Let's see here. Now, you didn't answer my question though. T-Babs, are you using Restream Studio? That's the key. If you're not using Restream Studio and you're only using Restream, the whole comment goes out the door. So let me know if you're using Restream Studio, specifically the Studio OBS branch of Restream. All right. All right. Let's see. Akishi says, any suggestions on how to use the A10 Mini Pro on the go? I mean, network wise, like any mobile hotspot. You would need to have an Ethernet to USB connection, because the Ethernet is required in order to stream. So if you had a wireless Ethernet, you could do mobile on the go, and they make those. It's just basically it's Ethernet to USB, and then you could probably plug directly into your phone as a wired hotspot, or plug into your computer as a wired hotspot. Use your Wi-Fi, basically connect through your hotspot and then use your computer as the bridge, which is very possible. All right. Original Video Ride says, I love Blackmagic because of the low cost, but ATEM line has had the audio delay issues, even with the higher end switchers. Yeah. Okay. So the ATEM line is all the same product. And I think people, they see, the Pro or the ISO. If you've gone onto YouTube and watched any videos of the breakdowns of the thing, like they open up the boxes and they show you, they are identical. The only difference is let's say that the A10 Mini Pro, you open it up and it has, all of the graphics chips, but it doesn't have a wireless out. There's a spot on the Mini for that wireless out. It's just not, that little thing is not plugged in. And the same thing happens for all of them. They already know exactly what they wanted to do over the last 5 years. And they just keep coming out with new products that are just literally like turn-ons, or add that chip in to make it work. They're not building anything new here. They're all the same. They know exactly what they're doing, which is why they only have 1080p. I guarantee you right now, there's an A10 Mini Pro 4K out there right now that they just haven't accessed. I guarantee you right now, there is an A10 Mini that has a wireless bridge built in, and they just haven't plugged it in yet. Sad. Now, what I really would want to see, I hate the fact that it is that the audio inputs are mini jack. Can't really see it. You're not going to be able to see it. Okay, there we go. This is mini jack. I don't want to plug in a headphone jack. I would like to have a 1/4 inch, and I hate that fact. But it's fine. You go RCA to headphone jack, and you're good. All right, let's see what else here. And yes, I agree with you on that one. Okay, let's see. Waddy J says, my next goal is a second view. Plugging it in for my DSLR causes dramatic lag. I think I need a better video card. Yeah, and aren't you using the Canons? I think you're using the Canon 80D. That might be an issue too. Yeah, okay, so no, I am not using the A10 Mini Pro to stream right now. Well, technically I can't because it's right here. I think you're referring to the ISO. I'm not using, the only thing I'm using the A10 for right now is to send my audio and video to my computer to run into Restream. So I can do things like posting are you using the A10 Mini Pro? Technically speaking, the only reason why I'm even using this today is because so I can do things like that. because in reality, I only need this software when I'm interviewing people. That's it. I could technically get away with not using, because like right now, like this, the graphics that are on here, like that's there. But I can go to my ATEM because I have that already set up on here and just turn it on. See? And the same thing applies. You know, so let's turn it off. But it's just a little easier, especially when I'm doing interviews, that because if I don't, it's gonna take my video stream and then compress the whole thing, and then it looks like crap. So Wadi, I guess it's just time to buy that new that new R5. Just buy the R5, man. Just call it a day. It's time. I am honestly like struggling not to try to find a way to buy that Sony A7S III. It's now in my head, and there's this bug that's like, hey, you should buy it. Buy the camera. But I know that I can't just buy the camera. I gotta buy a lens too. If I just had to buy the camera, maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I know the camera is gonna cost me $3,500, and the lens is gonna cost me at a minimum another $1,000. Now, I could probably sell off a lot of this gear, like the lens that I'm using right now, this front lens. It's a easily a $1,500 lens that I could sell right now. Easily. Why? From everything I've heard and seen, the R5 is really good with image stabilization, but the video files are the codec they're using is insane. So it's so hard to edit the videos, and it overheats. Like it overheats. Like there's not been one person that hasn't said, yeah, it does overheat, but I have 4 of them, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, well, we're not you. We're not the people that can have 4 of them. So I need a camera that is going to work and work when I need it to. So I didn't buy the A7 III because it didn't have a flip out screen. Now the A7S III has a flip out screen, and it does 4K amazing. It's got better image stabilization. It's never going to have as good of image stabilization as my Panasonic Lumix G9, because in all honesty, the G9 has some of the best stabilization on the planet. So good. I can literally hold it with my hand and it doesn't move. I'm going to miss that because I know Sony is nowhere near that. Let's see here. What do you think about the Sony ZV-1 for a simple overhead? Hey man, you know, I haven't used it, but you know, Sony makes good quality sensors. Everybody that's using sensors in their cameras pretty much all come from Sony. So I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah. See, that sucks because at least my G9 has a 30-minute recording limit, but it doesn't have a 30-minute power limit. That's stupid. There is no suggestions. I watched TLM on my show every 30 minutes have to reset his device, turn it back on again. It's a limitation of the hardware. So even if you were to put look, check the data and just make sure that it says 30-minute recording limit or 30-minute camera limit. Because if you go dummy battery out of the M50, there might be a way to just keep it on, because like my G9 has a dummy battery in it. I'm not recording anything right now. It's just on and it's sending out the data to the HDMI. So this never turns off. It'll stay on the whole time, but that's with the dummy battery. Now, if I were recording, it would turn off on 30. DJ Scene in the house. Good to see you, fam. How's it going? Yeah, make sure you follow DJ Scene. That's the dude right there. As far as like what you can do on Twitch, like how to optimize your video style, your storytelling. There are a few that are even closer, better than Scene. So make sure you follow Scene. Yeah. So yeah, Akechi says that is with the dummy battery. Yeah, I've heard that about the M50. So that's something you're gonna deal with. I don't think there's a way to turn it off. Especially if I saw TLM doing it the same way, and I would think that he's smart enough to know all the intricacies of like his camera. That it is what it is. But yeah, so this is the problem with Canon. Okay, in all honesty, Canon is the king of having the best technology and then crippling the technology. I don't know why they do that, but they have always done that. They are so afraid of losing sales for their pro lines that they cripple. Look, the R5 and the R6, the reason that they overheat is because of the C3000. It's been proven that when they go into overheat mode, if you just change the date to a different date, like a day before, or like that date, it's multiples, but if you change the date, the overheating goes away. What does that mean? What does that mean? And I cannot buy a product from a company that treats its people like like idiots, basically. Because if I'm trying to buy a Canon R5, chances are I had no inclination to buy the C3000. So why cripple them? Just give them to me and then add more stuff to the 3000. If you're a professional videographer or professional cameraman, you're going to buy the C3000 over the R5, no matter what. No matter what. Okay, that's a vent. What about him? DJ Stan, I can't talk about any of those things. I have no idea. You know, there's nothing wrong with either one of those cameras. The issue for me is video. For photo, Olympus, Minolta, Nikon, all take amazing pictures. But for me, it's 100% about the video. So if I need certain specs on video. So I'm looking for hybrid cameras. And Olympus and Minolta don't make hybrid cameras. You know, I mean, Olympus has tried a little bit, but audio's out of sync. Hey guys, it is what it is. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with Restream. So we have to move on from the audio being out of sync. Yeah, I've never had it. No. I'm not talking. Okay, I think we're talking about two different things here. So recording on the camera does not cause cameras to overheat if they overheat in certain circumstances. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like just using your camera without an ATEM, like vlogs, like when I do my normal vlogs, when I do my recording for videos. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter because if my camera overheats from general use and I'm talking about recording, I don't want that camera. I don't want a camera where I can't trust that where I am, it's going to overheat. I live in California. You mean to tell me that when we start to hit like May and June and I'm shooting vlogs out in the sun, that my camera's going to overheat and I can't predict when it's going to overheat? I don't want it. I don't want it. All right, let's see something. So we're going to turn that off. You know, we're going to turn off any graphics that we don't need at the moment. And we'll run it through the ATEM. We're going to see if we get our video audio back in line. All right. Yeah, 4K in the Sony is excellent. L35, thank you. I would hope you guys would learn. There's nothing worse than me just talking. I should be talking about something. So here's the thing. This is what I've noticed about Restream. The more stuff you add to the stream, like, hey, I'm adding in, L35's comment. I'm running the video, I'm running an overlay over my screen. Like, the more of that you do, the more it struggles. But it shouldn't struggle because, first off, it's browser based. And secondly, it's being taken care of server side. So not on my side. So that means that your servers suck. That's all it can mean. It means it's trying to optimize for everybody that's using the Restream Studio, and it's having to adjust for everyone. So, you know, we're there. The GH5S is a fantastic camera. It's a fantastic camera. But I'm struggling with Micro Four Thirds right now because in my mind, I'm pretty sure that the only people that care about Micro Four Thirds are the people that are using it right now. And I have my entire setup is Micro Four Thirds. G9 in front, G7 up top. I have like 12 high-end lenses, but the Micro Four Thirds days are numbered. Now, people are going to say, well, is your camera doing what it's supposed to do? Sure, but it's not doing them without me having to make sure. So the autofocus is fine on the G9. It's better since the last update. But the issue is that the G9, GH5 too, it's not just the G9, it's the Lumix line. The issue is that, so they added in this new feature, okay? And it's like a depth of field plug. Basically what it does is you can tell it to make sure you focus on things in front or things behind. So if I'm vlogging, I hit that things in front, it's going to basically disregard everything behind me and make sure it focuses on me. Or the versus, I have a mic here, I hit the thing to say, make sure you look for behind. Technically speaking, it's going to ignore this and then only keep me in focus. That's not always the reality. And because it's not consistent, I tend to go manual. Like this is all manual. But when I'm shooting videos, I want to be able to just turn it on and start recording sometimes without thinking about, oh, now I'm looking at the video. Hey, look at all this pulsing in the background. Look at how it's struggling to find me. That I cannot stand. That doesn't look professional. I can't stand it. So that's the problem with the Lumix line. If you're shooting manual, if I'm behind the camera and I'm shooting somebody else, Lumix is fine. But as soon as I'm in front of the camera and I'm trying to do my stuff, that's when, you know, it has a problem. The G9 definitely does better. The autofocus is the best out of all the Lumix lines is the G9. But still, it still struggles. And sometimes it just chooses when to screw up. That's the problem. Like I can't predict when it's going to happen. It's dumb. The Vorse says, where is the overlays being stored? They're on the Restream server. I have to upload any files that I want to use on Restream. I have to upload them first. And that's what bothered me because I uploaded my wake up video. So I put it in 1080p and I went to go ahead and plug it in. It's streaming in real time, even though it's on their server and they haven't done anything to like, you know, recompress it. And I started getting hiccups right on the start. So it clearly has issues and they keep trying to like smooth it out for me and they're not answering my simple questions and they're very simple. I'm going to let the audience answer this one. Cause most people will say, you know, what's that camera? Like the Logitech, the Logitech ones at 900, somewhere around there. Those are the best ones to use for streaming. But I honestly don't know, you know, I mean, the only ones I have are little GoPro style and/or Wise cams. Okay. But I will say this. If you do want the best quality, you're better off going with the DSLR. And that could be as simple as like a little G7 you know, G7 on manual is going to give you an amazing picture quality, and it's going to cost you like $300-400 now. I mean, even the G9, I think you can buy for $1,000. When I bought it, it was $1,800. You know, so, but the Sony is where it's at. The Sony is where it's at for me. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm curious. Hold on, let's see here. Where's my poll? Pause. All right, let's add a poll on. Let's see. All right, we'll do this one for 3 minutes. All right, new poll in the house. New poll in the house. So the key for any camera, is the amount of light the lens lets in. All right, the speed of the lens. Now, the camera that I'm using right now has a 1.8 speed rated lens, which means it's going to let in a ton of light. This one right here is the Voigtlander 0.95 35 millimeter lens. Okay, this one is absolutely amazing. It's just a little too long, being a 35 millimeter, so I can't really use it without putting the camera way back, and I don't want to do that. But quality wise, light wise, this one is really, really good. Now, that means I'm only using this one light right here. Okay, and if you're wondering what it looks like without the light, okay. All right, so this is only one light source here, only one light source. But, you know, with just a little bit of light, you can still see me. Now, I am in darkness right now. Besides these two lights, I'm in darkness. But because the light is so strong, the lens captures so much light, I don't need to worry about it. All right. Yeah. And I mean, I'm 1.8. I think my ISO is sitting at around 400. I think it's like base ISO at 400. So it's a very good lens. No issues with this lens. All right. Oh, Waddy. This is why I love Waddy. Yeah. So if you guys have recommendations for webcams, definitely post them in the chat. Just don't use the webcam on your computer, please. If you can avoid that, I mean, I would say go out and buy a Wisecam over the webcam on your computer. Please do that for me. Please. Now, because I've noticed that the A7S3 hasn't been on any type of like payment plans. Like, had it been on like some sort of like, you know, buy it now, pay for it over the next 12 months, I probably would have bought it by now. In all honesty, I would have bought it. Because now I'm like, okay, that's $300 a month. Okay, that's not so bad. But when it's like $3,500 now, I seriously struggle with that. All right, what time is it? I think it's time to raid somebody. All right, so last questions before we get out of here. Please ask those questions before we get out. And we're waiting for my results. Oh, let's see, poll ended. Only 3 people answered. 40 people in Twitch and only 3 people answered. And 2 people said yes, 1 person says no. I can't go off of this. This isn't going to help me. I need at least 10 people telling me you should buy something. 2 people? That's like, I mean, Waddy's 2 people. Waddy probably voted twice. Okay. And that's okay. You don't even need to know anything about webcams. All right. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow I'm typically not on unless I'm DJing. So I might be DJing tomorrow. I'm working on some really good guests for next week. Maybe some guests that flaked on me this week will end up on that week too. But yeah, I'm working on some guests for next week. And I can't believe we're in November. I cannot believe we are in November and we are still fighting COVID. We are still stuck in our homes. I cannot believe that. I mean, if you just think about it for just a minute. We went into quarantine in March. It's November. It's insane. It's insane. And we still don't even have a president yet. Still don't know who the president's going to be. It could be the darkest Christmas ever. Yeah, the force says in Michigan it's getting cold, so we'd be stuck in anyway. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the problem is being stuck in right now is actually worse because the more people are stuck in, the more people are having to do things inside. That's when the cases are going to go up, which is why they're saying prepare for a second run of COVID. I can believe it. I can believe it. I didn't say I was going to be doing the review. I said we'd be talking about the review. No, the review will be done. I will be able, after I record, all the stuff I normally do, then I do my B-roll because you got to have some B-roll. After that, it'll be uploaded tonight. Hopefully in the next couple of hours. So nothing to worry about there. And then I got a couple other videos that need to happen. I actually have right now 5 gig logs that I need to cut up and upload. I have 2 gig logs from the last 2 weddings, and then I have 2 gig logs that are like super big, and I probably should have edited them before, but 1 gig log happened. Waddy knows about the story. Okay. So I'm just going to say this. I did an event in Arizona last Thanksgiving, actually. And I lost all of my equipment. All of it. Basically, my truck was gotten into and they took everything. So I'm going to tell the story about that because there is a happy ending to the whole thing. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say. All right, so let's answer this real quick. Why is it taking so long for votes to come in this time around? Okay, here's the thing. Two reasons. One, votes always took a while to come in because you do have to allow for postmarked ballots to take their time and to get in. As long as they're postmarked, the day of the election, you technically have to wait for those to come in and then count them. That's the one thing, okay? So no matter what, even though people declare victories, there's always votes still being counted after a victory is declared. Then, take into account that this year specifically, there's been such a huge amount of mail-in ballots that most of these places have never had the amount of mail-in ballots that they have now. So this is what we're dealing with. There's just a lot of mail-in ballots. A lot of things need to be validated. A lot of things need to be checked, counted, and then run. So that's what's taking so long also. And then the third, which is the oddest to me, honestly, like bizarre. There are states that have laws into effect that state you can't even count mail-in ballots until the polls close on the day of the election. Okay, so think about if, the majority of Democrats are voting mail-in and you can't count them until after the election closes, it's going to take a few days. And the record number of voters. Divorce, you're right. So it's going to take a few days to do this. And I mean, once you start to get up to 90%, 95%, and if the numbers are really, really wide, the amount of votes, from one candidate to the next, then you can be like, okay, he can't come back. There aren't enough votes in the building for that to happen for this state. But right now, if you look at the election, all the numbers are within 100,000, 40,000, 60,000 in a state. They have to keep counting the votes. There's no way around it. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it hurt. Mine too. Okay. All right. So last thing, Master DJ C6 says, what does he say? PLXs are more well built and $300 cheaper than the Technics 1200 MK7, but it weighs 32 pounds and the tone arm is easily bendable with no way to adjust the speed of the motor. Correct. Yeah. There you go. But a lot of people will just naturally buy the Techniques because they're Techniques. And I get it. And there's nothing wrong with the Techniques. But I've been using these PLXs for the last couple of years and they've been solid. They've been super solid. I have no issues with my PLXs. And I mean, look, I can rock Techniques. That's not a big deal. But I do prefer the torque. I do prefer the plus 16. I don't use plus 50. Nobody's using plus 50 on a turntable. It's super, super sensitive. But the plus 16 I use on a daily basis. Always. It stays on plus 16. All right. Okay. Last but not least, anything else we got here? I think Waddy said it best. 2020 is trash. Yes, it is. All right. Okay. So we are going to, I am going to figure out who we are going to raid. And, why is Flipside on? I raided Spinurita a little while ago, so we're not going to raid her. Let's see who else is on. Okay. I think we're going to raid. We're probably going to raid. Let's raid Chris Villa. He raided us a little while ago. So let's raid Chris Villa. All right, let's see if there's any more questions. None whatsoever. So here's the deal. Here's the deal of what's going on with me over the next couple of days. I will be back on tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I'll be DJing or not. So that's the key. If I'm DJing only, all you YouTube people will not see me because I don't post my YouTube mixes on. I don't post my live DJing on YouTube, only on Twitch and Mixcloud. So all of you YouTube people, make sure you're following me there. Make sure you're following my Discord because the Discord is the easiest way to see when I'm going live next or when I release a new video. So make sure you follow that. I don't know if I have any moderators on, but if I do, I don't even know what the code is for my Discord. Let's try this. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Jamie Knowles says, the new Panasonic PL1200s, latest UK decks, its Techniques in America. Yeah. Panasonic is still releasing decks. I don't want people to think that they're not. They're just they're being very limited, very selective. Okay, so let's get this started with Chris. Chris got good numbers today. All right, so I will be back on tomorrow. I will be back, should be back on Saturday with the father and son doing it the real way this time. But besides that, thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'm looking at the views here. All right, so we're gonna hit this raid right now. Hit up Chris Villa. Chris Villa's dope. And I will see you guys. Well, make sure you follow me on Instagram because that's the key. Get on my Discord. Get on my Discord. That's the easiest way. All right, let's go. See you soon. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.